Good afternoon to all my wonderful viewers out there. Welcome back to another episode of Streetwear Talk, where we talk about the latest streetwear releases, streetwear news, and just streetwear in general. In today's episode, we have to talk about the merch collaboration between NBA Youngboy and VLONE for NBA Youngboy's recently released album, Pop. That's right, guys. You guys have requested this video heaps in the comment section, and I was like, look, we've covered basically every single major rapper that's collaborated with VLONE recently. It would feel kind of weird if we didn't cover the NBA Youngboy merch collaboration for his new album Top that he's doing with VLONE as well. Now, unfortunately, because of my timing, I was really busy Saturday because I was going out and getting my dad his birthday present, and I had all these things planned on Saturday, so I didn't get to record this video on Saturday when the drop still had 24 hours. Now, unfortunately, as I'm recording this video, I've left it so late that there's only 2 hours before the merch is cut off. So we're going to be speaking about it in the present tense in the video, but by the time the video comes out, unfortunately the merch drop will close off and it'll be in the past tense. So I'd just like to say I'm sorry to anyone that misses out on this collection because I didn't get to cover it in time. I was just busy with all the other errands that I had to do and everything like that. So unfortunately, I have to cover it now. I'm so sorry, guys. Hopefully people will be selling it on like Grailed and stuff like that, so you can at least pick it up further down the line. But yes, in celebration of Youngboy's new project Top, VLONE, you know, the iconic streetwear brand which most of the AWGE clan wears, VLONE is collaborating with Youngboy to do a selection of merch for the new project. Now, I personally won't be picking up anything from this drop at all. One reason is because if you've been watching the past couple videos, I have copped a lot in the past week and a half. So we're slowing it down, we're calming down with the pickups at the moment, just because, you know, I've done a lot. We need to chill for maybe like a week or so. And also, VLONE doesn't have the best track history, which is a bit of an understatement. There's obviously the whole controversy surrounding A$AP Bari and VLONE, and also at the same time, for me, it's also that VLONE produces clothing and merch that doesn't meet the standard that I well and truly love when it comes to clothing. I know that sounds super vague, but what I mean is that when I pick up hoodies, crewneck sweaters, things like that these days, I'm mainly looking for pieces of clothing that are 340 grams or heavier, so heavyweight clothing. Unfortunately, VLONE makes most of its clothing on lightweight stuff, and it just doesn't sit right with me. I'm just not a huge fan of lightweight hoodies and crewneck sweaters because, I mean, I wear hoodies and crewneck sweaters to stay warm in the colder seasons, and I just love the feeling of wearing heavier garments. So VLONE just doesn't appeal to me these days just because they only produce lightweight stuff, and it's just not my vibe. So I thought I'd just clear that up for you guys, just in case you thought of asking me, you know, what am I going for? You know, what's my recent VLONE pickups? Stuff like that. That's just my stance on the moment. If VLONE changes in the future to produce heavier garments and potentially talk about its controversy that it has, maybe I'd be looking to pick it up. But at the moment, it's not going to be a pickup for me. But that doesn't mean we're not going to cover it. It means we're still going to cover it because a lot of you guys were requesting it. You wanted me to talk about it, so I'll definitely cover it for you guys on the channel. So now, unlike all other VLONE merch drops, normally when VLONE collaborates with an artist, they release the merch on the artist's store page. Makes sense, right? You know, you collaborate with The Weeknd, you release it on The Weeknd store page. This is not the case though for Youngboy though. It's not being released on VLONE's store. It's not released on his store. They've set aside this whole nother store, from my understanding, for this drop. Okay, I guess. I have nothing against that. It wasn't what it normally was. So I'll be using that store page today to cover every single individual item that is releasing, and I'll give you my thoughts and opinions on it by covering it there. So let's head on over to that store page now and have a look at all the items that are releasing, or at least have released now once you guys are watching this video, for the NBA Youngboy Top merch that's in collaboration with VLONE. And here's the store page, guys. As you can see, it's got a timer counting down that there's 2 hours and 20 minutes left for this drop here. So it is cutting off in 2 hours. And as I was trying to explain before, this video is obviously recording before it actually closes off. But with me doing a big old unboxing episode next, and also a podcast episode later on in the evening, I won't have time to get it edited and uploaded, because obviously I can't pay someone to do that. I don't have that kind of money. So unfortunately the video will not get done in time. Yeah, it's a bit tragic, but hey, at least we get to talk about the collection right now. Just like all other merch collaborations that VLONE does, it offers all the pieces here in both by themselves and also with the digital album. So on the home page, you can buy it with the digital album. Now, as we've talked about before, when you buy it with the digital album, it adds $5 to $10 to the actual item price. Now, let me just showcase to you quite quickly. If I click on merch here, and again, we get to see the digital album stuff, but if I go to page 2, starting here, oh, look at that. It's chopped off. How much was it? Was it 15 bucks? 125, and it goes down to 120, so it chops off $5. There you go. So they've valued the digital album at $5, and if you don't buy it with the digital album, you save $5 there. Now obviously that's not very valid because this video is going to come out after it's available, but just remember that for future drops when VLONE collaborates with an artist for artist merch. In the future, you can go to a second page and buy it without the album to save a little bit of money. Because, I don't know, maybe the shipping's really expensive and you want to lower your cost as much as you want, or as much as you can, sorry, just so you can pick it up. Maybe that's the scenario. I don't know. But yeah, just thought I'd fill you guys in on that. So, as we can see here, some of the pieces are repeated. As we can see, we've got these sweatpants here that are in 2 colors. We can see that there's this Peace Hardly tee that comes in 2 colors, and this Sticks hoodie that comes in 2 colors as well. I think just to chop down on video time, I think I'll just cover 1 colorway per item. But if some items only release in 1 color, well, obviously I'm going to cover that 1 color. So yeah, I'm a bit restricted there, but that's okay, just to chop down on video time. So we'll start off by starting at the top of the page, and we'll cover the first item that is releasing, which is the Youngboy NBA X VLONE Sticks hoodie in the white colorway. Okay guys, to start it off with, we have the Youngboy VLONE Sticks hood in the white. I think this was the best colorway out of the 2. You could either get it in a white or a black. Very typical VLONE to either give you the option of either white or black in its, you know, hoodies, sweatshirts, t-shirts, whatever. Very typical. I just think the graphics stands out the most, and I think it's actually my favorite piece out of the whole collection, just because it embodies the VLONE attitude, which I suppose is to be a thug, a rebel, you know, against the system. And I feel like this one just embodies it by having someone, or sorry, in this case, Youngboy, with AK-47s behind him and having his chain stick out and having VLONE kind of looks like it's like tattooed. Do you see what I mean? Like there, it kind of looks like it's tattooed on his forehead there. I think it just works. It captures VLONE's image really well, and it captures him really well in it as well. Obviously, if it's a VLONE piece, it's gonna have on the back a massive VLONE V. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. Now, this is a 50-50 split cotton polyester blend. That means that the cotton and polyester in the piece is going to be 50-50. There's no, you know, it's going to be one, it's more of one than the other. It's literally split down the middle. This means that it's going to be a lighter weight piece than if there was to be, you know, for say, more cotton in it than polyester. And that if it was a 70-30 mix, it would be heavier. It would be more like a Champion reverse weave. But this is a 50-50 mix, which means it's going to be lighter than a Champion reverse weave hoodie. That's just for your guys' knowledge there. It's screen printed graphic on the front and back, available in white as it says in the description there, and it ships out in 6 to 8 weeks. Jesus, man. Okay, so that means if you bought this from the collection, you're going to have the piece shipped out to you in a minimum of a month and a half for when the drop stops, to 2 months. So bare minimum, it could be 2 months before they even ship it to you, let alone the like 2 to 3 week shipping time. On top of that, it could all be delayed because coronavirus. So, I mean, look guys, if you want to pay 120 bucks for this and wait like 3 months for your piece to like eventually arrive at your door, good on you. Support Youngboy, support VLONE, do as you do. I'm not really interested in it, but I do think this is the best hoodie that is releasing from this collection here, and I think it is the best piece. If I was to pick up a piece from this whole collection, I feel like this one would be the one that I would be interested in. But let's press on. Let's go have a look at the second piece that released in this collection. Now, moving on, we have the Youngboy NBA X VLONE Casey Talk hoodie in blue. A color that VLONE normally doesn't actually go with. Normally they're a big fan of just doing black or white pieces, but they've decided to splash into the color palette a little bit for this one. So we have Youngboy depicted here with a VLONE V on the front of it, with him holding 2 kids and a kid holding an AK. Or at least it looks like an AK. I don't know my guns. I just know the barrel and the barrel and the mag kind of look like an AK, so I'm going to assume that it's an AK. Then down on the arm, we have a VLONE V with an AK and a basketball over off to the side. And on the back, just a simple white VLONE V on top of this light blue. I mean, this isn't so bad. I'm just like, would I rock this? Like, would I wear this with anything? Would I wear this in an outfit? Probably not, but it's one of the pieces that are releasing in this collection. So it's the same graphic and it's the same quality as the previous piece, 50% cotton polyester, available in blue, ships out in 1.5 to 2 months, but more likely like 3 months. Retailed for $95 USD with no digital album, which is significantly cheaper than the previous hoodie. And it came in all the way up to 2XL, which I think is the case for every single piece that released in this collection. But, I mean, it's not bad, but that is the second piece that released in this collection. So we'll move on to piece number 3 and cover the rest of the pieces that released in this collection. Okay, now for item number 3, we've got like probably one of the wackest pieces. It's just such a weirdly done piece. So, you know how basically a huge trend over the past 3 to 4 years to be like alternative, fashion, hip and stuff like that is to wear like long sleeve tees underneath like a band tee or something like that. Well, VLONE has taken it a step further here and they've said, you know what, we could just do a band short sleeve tee and then you could wear the long sleeve underneath it, or hear us out here, we could essentially do 2 tees in one and then you don't even have to worry about getting the long sleeve. Because that's what they've done here. That's what they've done here. So we've got the Youngboy NBA VLONE Crossroads long sleeve, but as you can see, the sleeve cuts off here and there's like bones under it. But then there's the short sleeve top over the top. So it's like a double tee? Or is it just a long sleeve tee that's really, really wide for the short sleeve section and then really thin for the long sleeve section to give off that vibe that it looks like you're wearing 2 different pieces? What a weird and wacky piece, man. It's 100% cotton. It's going to ship in 1 month to 1.5 months. The graphic on the front says NBA Youngboy X VLONE Lifestyle. And on the back you get your VLONE V done in like a crystal, I suppose. It looks like it's glowing. It looks like it's glowing because it's like radioactive or something, because it's got radioactive bones over here and stuff. Yeah, this is pretty wild. I mean, I gotta say, at least VLONE's thinking a little bit more outside of the box this time around. I mean, not that that's a really hard thing to do with a VLONE drop, because VLONE drops are normally just like printed graphics on hoodies and tees, which anyone can do. But at least with this one, they're trying something new. So I gotta praise them for that. What I can't praise them on is that whack ass price. The hoodie was 95 bucks. The previous one that we just talked about. This long sleeve t-shirt is 95 bucks. 95 American dollars. VLONE, you wildin' out, bro. I would not pay more than $40 for a tee. And it would have to be a pretty damn special tee for me to pay like hundreds of dollars for it. Like, it would have to be like a 1991 Terminator 2 tee that's an original. That's an original one from 1991. Like, it's something like that, you know, something so specific and rare. I would then pay hundreds of dollars for it, but I would not pay 95 US dollars, which is like 130 Australian bucks for this. Even though it's even though it's two T's essentially, it's just wild. It's just so crazy. But that is item number 3, guys. Let's move on and have a look at item number 4. Tell you what though, one thing I do have to say about this collection so far is that I'm at least enjoying the graphics way more than I enjoyed the Juice WRLD Legends Never Die VLONE collection, because that thing, the graphics in that, majority of them were absolutely horrible. These ones, it's a little bit more enjoyable here. So next, at item number 4, we have the Youngboy NBA X VLONE All-In Tee, a heat graphic on the skull of NBA Youngboy. On the back of it, we have top done in like Asian lettering, but my concern is that if it's lettering done in a different language, or if it's symbols in a different language, doesn't that mean it has a totally different meaning? Like, this is just going to come out as some like word that doesn't make sense if you do this. I don't know, maybe I'm just overthinking it here. Either way, that it has a heat gradient VLONE V on the back of it. It's a short sleeve tee, but $80 for a short sleeve tee? 80 American? Bruh. Jesus, must be some like pretty fine cotton, god damn. Mid-weight, so it's gonna be like a lightweight tee as well. Available in black, ships in a month to a month and a half. That is pretty wild. That's so expensive for a tee, man. Just for like artist merch, like what? Crazy, wild. Yeah, but that's item number 4, which is the all-in tee. Let's head on over and have a look at item number 5 in this collection. Okay, now next we have the Casey Talk tee. So this is the graphic that we just saw on the hoodie. On the back of it, it has a very low pixel looking VLONE V. It has a white and green gradient one. Although, yeah, again, this image is like really low quality, and it's like really fiddly with this thing here. Oh well. On the front of it, we have the same graphic that we saw before, done in a more haunting style. The kids are now wearing VLONE face masks, and yeah, this is very haunting. And this time around they have different guns. They have some like submachine guns instead of an AK, so that's changed. It also features the album's name at the bottom of it there. It was really weird that like it took us to item 5 to finally get a piece that actually has the album name in it, but there you go, guys. So this released for $80 US, and it's going to be shipping to you guys in a month to a month and a half. But honestly, because coronavirus, I would double that just to give you a more realistic time for when it's going to land at your door. I feel like this is going to ship out in like 3 months. So see you in 2021. But yep, that's item number 5, the Casey Talk tee. Let's head on over and have a look at item number 6. Okay, now next we have the item number 6, which is Youngboy NBA X VLONE Peace Hardly tee. This came in 2 colorways. This came in a yellow and a purple. I feel like the yellow I would get more wear out of, and it doesn't look like it's a really harsh yellow. Looks like a really soft yellow, which isn't too bad. We have top done in some font, I don't know, cursive, goth? Nah, not gothic. It wouldn't be gothic. Nah, it's not gothic font. I don't know what the font's called. With NBA Youngboy just chilling. You know, he's just chilling. On the back, we got the VLONE V. Nothing too crazy here, but the price is still pretty wild at $80 US. This will ship out in 4 to 6 weeks, guys. So I would say around a month and a half to a month and a month to a month and a half. But realistically, I think it's going to be more like 2 months to 3 months. It'll get to your door. But yeah, that's pretty wild. What we'll do now is we'll head on over to item number 7 and have a look at that. Okay, so next we have the Youngboy NBA X VLONE Trolls tee. This kind of makes me think of like the, what is it, like DreamWorks movie? Yeah, no, I don't know why that's called the Trolls tee, but yeah, we'll go along with it. We'll go along with it. So we have a, I guess, heat reactive view of a bunny rabbit toy with VLONE done on its forehead, pop in the background, and on the back a gradient VLONE V. It released for $80 and ships in a month and a half to, a month to a month and a half. Yeah, no, this is a pretty wild and pretty contrasting tee. That was item number 7, I think, off the top of my head. Let's head on over and have a look at the next item that released in this album merch collection. Okay, now up next we have the VLONE window tee. This really reminds me, and I think it's on purpose, of the KRS photo tee that Supreme did in, like, I want to say like spring summer 2014. I can't remember the collection that it released in, but it's an iconic tee. Love KRS One, and this kind of feels like it's on the same vibe, especially with like the position of the gun. They're like looking at, like, you know what I mean? Supreme lovers out there will know what I mean. It has Youngboy, Never Broke Again, written down the side of it, and a VLONE spray painted V on the back of it, done in 2 colors. This is probably my favorite tee. Honestly, I'm gonna say it. This is probably my favorite tee that released in this collection. This is something that I would actually be interested in buying if it was good quality, which is why I'm so skeptical on VLONE, just because of bad experiences. A mate of mine, when he bought his the VLONE weekend collaboration, it was printed on these cheap independent blank hoodies, which are like less than $10 to print on. Like, they're like super cheap hoodies. So I'm just super hesitant with VLONE releases, but this graphic is actually not too bad, and I would consider picking something up like this. This is, yeah, my favorite tee from the collection. $80 though has also put me off. Like $80 for a cheap tee. Ugh, damn. Onto my lifestyle. Maybe that's what I should do. Just do cheap tees and hoodies and sell them for 80 bucks. No, I would never do that, guys. If I was to make a clothing brand, it would be on high quality stuff, just because I couldn't do that to you fellas. But yeah, this is a pretty steezy tee, but we'll move on to the next piece that released in the collection and see what else released. Now, up next, we have the Reaper's Child tee, done in a white. Yeah, done in a white. It features Youngboy with red glowing eyes, kind of looking like a Terminator, with a VLONE V on his forehead. And on the back, we've got that same red VLONE V printed on the back here. I mean, it's not too bad. If you're a big fan of Youngboy, I think this would be an awesome piece that you'd probably really like. But I think I prefer the previous tee, just because it reminds me of the KRS-One photo tee. But yeah, no, not a bad tee here. 80 bucks though. That's pretty wild. For album merch, I mean, if it was like a clothing collection, like, you know, something with a runway and stuff, a totally different scenario. But album merch for 80 bucks? You wildin', you crazy VLONE. But yeah, not a bad one. Let's move on to the next piece though and see what else released. Okay, now up next we have the House Arrest tee done in a yellow. I actually didn't mind the graphic on the front of this one too much. Like, it kind of reminded me, because of the yellow and the black and white, and I got some Kill Bill vibes to it. And it done as like a comic or like an anime manga, you know, like, it just kind of gave me some Kill Bill vibes, and with the blood everywhere, like, it really just did. It really just did. No, I actually did not mind the graphic on this. And then on the back, it has the VLONE V with a gunshot hole with blood everywhere. This one was actually kind of cool. I didn't mind this one too much. This would have been nice in like a crewneck sweater or something, like, you know, like, yeah. No, actually, I did not mind this one too much. This collection has actually been way better than the Legends Never Die one. The Legends Never Die one, oi, 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 that was something. But this was a lot better. I actually really like this tee. The graphics done really well. If it was printed on high quality stuff, I'd be down. I would be down for that. But yeah, that is the House Arrested tee. We'll move on to the next item that released in this merch collection and see what they did. Oh no, you didn't. Oh yeah. Okay, so for so for this collection, I was bagging it out before, but that's so funny. We talked about the long sleeve tee that had like a weird vibe because it had a short sleeve top over the top of a long sleeve tee. And if you didn't want to pay, what was it? It was like 90 bucks, like 90 bucks for the tee. You can get the short sleeve one and I'll give it to you for a special deal. We'll do shorter sleeves and I'll give it to you for $80. Oh my god. Well, there we go, guys. There we go. The Crossroads tee, this time in a short sleeve style. It features NBA Youngboy X VLONE lifestyle on the front, done in like a painted style graphic. And on the back, you get a green VLONE gem. Yeah, it's really something. It is really something. It ships out in a month to a month and a half. That's an expensive tee. That is so funny that they did a short sleeve version of it and charged just $10 less for less sleeve. I don't even know what's going to come next. Let's go have a look at what's coming next. Okay, now up next we have the Murder Business tee. This features the album artwork in the background there. Oh, sorry, the album name in the background there. We've got the same photo of Youngboy, but this time altered to have a Grim Reaper's hood over the top of it. VLONE spray painted on the side of it and very weirdly photoshopped there. With a scythe coming off to the side. Yeah, it's a bit edgy. It's not too bad, I suppose. And then on the back we have a white VLONE V with a red outline on top of the black tee. Yeah, not too bad. I think I honestly prefer like the Kill Bill inspired one and the KRS one. I think that one was a little bit better. I think those tees were definitely speaking to me a lot more. This is some expensive merch, man. I'm sorry I keep going on about that. This is some expensive merch. But that's it. That is the Murder Business tee there. Let's move on to the next piece in this collection. So up next we have the Youngboy NBA X VLONE top tee. A simple tee, very street. It has the name of the project, top, spray painted on it. And then on the back of it, it has the VLONE V spray painted. Honestly, I love spray painted graphics and stuff like that, so this kind of speaks to me a little bit. And it feels really street and feels really VLONE doing spray painted stuff, because VLONE, from what I can gather from following the Instagram page and following ASAP Bari, VLONE's all about the hood lifestyle, the thug lifestyle, and everything that comes along with that. Being in the streets, hustling, so something like a spray painted graphic feels like it's part of that that environment, right? Like it feels like it is. So this feels quite authentic to VLONE. I don't listen to a lot of Youngboy's music, so I'm just going to assume that because he's collaborating with VLONE, he shares that lifestyle. So, which really makes me think why The Weeknd collaborated with VLONE, but that's a whole nother thing. Yeah, no, this tee works out. This tee works out. This actually works quite well with both Youngboy and VLONE. Came in two colors, came in white or black. I thought the white was better just because red and white's like an iconic color combo. Reminds me of the Chicago Bulls' colors, the white, red, and black. Yeah, so this kind of spoke to me. Don't mind it. Don't mind it too much there, but yeah, let's move on to the next piece that's releasing in this collection. Okay, so up next we've got our first pair of pants that are releasing in this collection of merch. So we have the Youngboy NBA VLONE Crossroads sweatpants, $95 US. 100% cotton, cut and sew, mid-weight, so they're probably 200 and something grams. Elastic waistband with drawstring and hand pockets at the top. Screen printed graphic across the front face. Available in black, ships in a month to a month and a half. It has NBA Youngboy X VLONE lifestyle with the VLONE V in the center there. Not too bad. Not too bad. It's just a bit too loud for me. I wouldn't wear sweatpants that has like graphics all over it like this. I'm just a simple, give me some gray sweats, you know, some gray Champion sweats. That's all I need, nothing more. Yeah, not too bad. There you go. It is the VLONE Crossroads sweatpants with NBA Youngboy. Let's head on over to the next piece in this merch collection. And next we have the top sweatpants in the green. It's also available in a black spray paint color as well. $65.99. This one's a lot cheaper than the previous pair of sweatpants. But I mean, I'm just not a fan of the graphic. It's like, I love spray paint, like spray painting top on your crotch there with VLONE V there. Having the O there, it's just a little bit weird, and that's gonna look really weird when you actually wear it. Like, that's not gonna look like that, because, you know, like, obviously you put it on a human body and it starts changing in proportions, so that top text is gonna look weird, especially the O. But yeah, I can't see myself wearing something like this, but it's 100% cotton, cut and sew, and it's going to ship out in a month to a month and a half. I would give it 2 to 3 months, to be honest. But yeah, let's go check out the next piece that released in this collection, and maybe it'll be something that I'm a little bit more warmer to. Yes! Now this embodies the Youngboy and VLONE lifestyle, I can tell you that. Jeez. We got the top ski mask. So they did a ski mask for this collection. And ASAP Bari actually did bring up an interesting point about this. He was rocking ski masks way back in like 2014 and 15. And then in like 17, 18, they were a huge trend. And they were in some even, I think, like higher end brands, catwalks and stuff like that. It's really interesting how the streets dictate what's worn later on. I always say that skating and skatewear dictates what's worn by the streets, but yeah, no, it definitely still applies. Like, street culture definitely influences a bunch of other fashion cultures. Moving back to this though, 45 bucks. If it was cashmere, 45 is asking a lot for a ski mask. I can go onto eBay right now and buy a cheap ass one from China for like $5. So yeah, I mean, like, even if it has this embroidered on the forehead and on the under the eye there, it's still super cheap to buy them elsewhere, and I just can't justify 45 bucks for it. Like, that's a lot of money for a ski mask, but pretty hilarious that it got released in this. I'd love to see someone rocking like a hoodie and then the ski mask and like posing in a photo shoot or something like that. They should, honestly, I kind of hate that we do these drops these days. I kind of wish that we had collections, so then we have things like lookbooks with people wearing the collection. I would just love to see the ski mask feature in a lookbook. Like, that would just be so funny and so awesome. But yeah, we got a ski mask in the album merch collection. Let's go on to the next item and see what else released. Okay guys, so as we just moved into the ski mask, we're now moving into the accessories. Next we have the VLONE top rug. So it's top done in a spray painted style with the VLONE V connected to it down the bottom there. I honestly wouldn't have minded like changing it up. Do the VLONE V in a huge rug, right? And then feature top over the top of it in like the center, top over the top of it. See, how great would that work, right? Tops on top. I feel like that could have worked. Do like VLONE V normally and then have top spray painted, like a spray painted style over the top of it. And that would just work for the perfect album artwork. And it actually works for the name of the project. Literally, ASAP Bari, get me on the design team. I will come up with merch for you right now, because I would have used top, spray painted it over the top of the VLONE V, and done a bunch of hoodies, a bunch of crew neck sweaters, a bunch of t-shirts with that. How sick would that have been? That would have worked. It would have been hilarious. Play on the name of the project. I'm telling you, they should have got me in. But yeah, you can pick up a rug, $120 US. Honestly, with how expensive some of the items are in this collection, this doesn't even sound like a lot, looking at all the hoodies and stuff like that. So if you want a rug that says top on it and has the VLONE V in the bottom right hand corner, here you go guys. It was available in this collection. I will move on to our next accessory though and see what else released in this album merch collection. Okay guys, next we got our second last item in this collection, which is the VLONE Crossroads lighter. So it's just a single use lighter. Once you use it up, you can't refill it. And it's co-branded with VLONE and NBA Youngboy. Yeah, it's a Bic lighter. It literally, look, you can see the Bic logo. You're paying $15 US for a Bic lighter with this graphic on it. No way. That's so wild. I would not pay 15 bucks for that. That's asking way. I'd pay like $5 for a Bic lighter. You can go buy a Bic lighter for like $1 to $2. Like, they mega cheap, man. Like, they're super cheap. Yeah, that's gonna be a no from me, Chief. But that's the second last item that's released in this collection, and also the second last accessory. Let's move on to the final item that is released in this collection, guys. What is it? Let's go have a look. Okay, so next we have the Youngboy NBA X VLONE Crossroads pop socket. Choice to end off the album merch collection between VLONE and NBA Youngboy. We get a pop socket, the thing that you like stick on the back of your phone so you can like hold on to it. I was never a huge fan of them, but yeah, you can pick these one of these up for 15 bucks. I feel like this one, like $15 for this, is way more justified than the Bic lighter that we just saw. But again, I would have just done the VLONE V and then spray painted top over the top of it, and there's a graphic for you. But this graphic did feature on a bunch of tees, so I understand why it's come back. But yeah, that is the last item that released in the collection, guys. So out of all the items here, we'll just go to the second page. Out of all the items here, what was your favorite item that released in this collection? Was it one that I didn't cover? Maybe you liked the red version of the green sweatpants that we covered. Maybe you liked the black version of the white top we let me know. Let me know. Or yeah, maybe for the black version of the white tee that we covered, or the purple one of this one. Let me know all your thoughts and opinions on the NBA Youngboy VLONE collaboration for his new project Top. Let me know all your thoughts and opinions on that on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or scroll on down and let me know in that comment section below. And that's it, guys. That is the VLONE NBA Youngboy collaboration that released I would say it released over the past 48 hours because it released for 2 days. It was available for 2 days. It was for the new project by Youngboy, which was Top. It was a lot better than the Juice WRLD Legends Never Die merch. That stuff was really rough with VLONE. This one was definitely better. My favorite pieces was probably the first hoodie that we covered with the 2 AKs and Youngboy's face over the top of it, and maybe either the KRS inspired tee or the Kill Bill looking manga tee. You know the one I'm talking about? Either one of those. But I want to hear from you guys. What was your favorite piece from this collection? Did you pick any of it up? I want to hear what you've got to say down in that comment section below. And of course, if you guys want to keep covering upcoming VLONE releases, upcoming VLONE collections, don't forget to leave a big old like on this video, a comment in the comment section down below, and a subscribe to the channel, as we are trying to aim for 2,700 subscribers before the end of September. It's been a bit of a slow month for us, guys. Hopefully it can pick up and we can get close to the milestone at least. But yeah, with your continuous support, guys, I feel like we can get at least close to that milestone. But that's everything I got to say about the Youngboy VLONE Top merch collaboration. Bari has hinted at there is new VLONE stuff on the way, so I can definitely cover that for you guys when it drops. You know, when that new stuff drops, I can definitely do a video on that, guys. So until then, until the next VLONE video, until the next Streetwear Talk video, until the next VLONE artist collaboration video, guys, I'll catch you later.